Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss how we can connect to MySQL database or SQL Server from Power BI. Okay, so for that purpose, you supposed to have MySQL and SQL Server installed on your system. Right. So let me go to the get data, and here we have a multiple options or multiple connectors that are already configured. We are going to use out of that one on this. So I will search for MySQL, and here you have a connector MySQL database. What you can do, you can select that and you can say connect. The moment you say connect, it will ask you for the SQL server details. Okay, and what is your server detail in your case? Okay, if you have a database installed on your system, so if you go to this or if you click on this home tab, you can see here the local host colon 3306 is your server name. So I will type here localhost colon 3306. Okay, if you want to select any specific database, you can select, or let me say what, or let me see what an all database I have. So I will enter student. If you do not enter, it will fetch the data of all the data, or it can be any database if you have multiple databases in your system. If you want to give the timing or command timeout in minutes, okay, if your SQL commands will not get executed in specific minutes, okay, so this kind of limitations you can put. Then SQL statement, if you would like to put your SQL statement here, then you can include that also. So what you can do, we can copy this and we can put this here. Okay, so I just wanted to paste the data from MySQL database into my Power BI desktop. Okay, I will say okay. It will ask you for the credentials. You can, okay, do not use Windows credentials. You are supposed to use your desktop credentials. So here I will use my desktop, oh sorry, database credentials, and I will say connect. Okay, it will pull the data from database into my system, and we can load or we can transform the data. We can load or we can transform the data, as we can see. So this is how we can make the connection with MySQL database from Power BI. So connector is already configured, right? Then we have another data source, that is SQL Server. Okay, and we have an option on the top here itself. You can go to the this get data and select more and find SQL Server. You will get the same connector. So I will directly click here. Okay, same thing, it will ask. Okay, it is asking you for the server and what you can do. So whatever the name you can see on your screen until the word express is your server name. So desktop hyphen 5SNE in my case. Okay, so I will say desktop hyphen 5SN EV4B. Okay, EV4B meaning 4B backslash SQL Express. So this is what my server name in my case. In organizations or a company, IT team will give you these details. Okay, what you can do, you can enter the database details here. Suppose if you want to enter, I would like to connect with WebChamp database, so I will say WebChamp. If you do not enter, it will get connected with the server and all the databases you can see. Okay. Then here you have two options, import mode and direct query mode. So if you are new, okay, and if you don't know what is a direct query, don't go for direct query. Instead of that, you are supposed to select import. Okay. Then you can add your SQL statement here. I would like to add this. Okay. And I will say execute. Again, it asks for the credentials. Okay. And we don't have these credentials. So use my current credentials, we can say, and let's say connect. Okay. Alternatively, database, for database, we don't have credentials. Okay. The moment you select database, it will automatically get connected, because for SQL server, I have not set up any credentials. Okay. So this is how data will be loaded in system. What I will do, I will say load. So this is the another way to connect with SQL Server. This is what the data coming from SQL Server, and this is what the data of, or not Oracle, sorry, MySQL. So this is not about only calling or fetching or executing the SQL queries. Okay. So instead of that, what you can do, you can call store procedures also. Suppose you have a store procedure created on your database. So let's create. Okay. I will say create procedures. Okay. And give the name. I will say test. Okay, or sales data as like oh sorry, student data. Sales data is in another database, student data, and we can write a procedure like this, right? And here you can write a statement, whatever the statement you would like to have. Select star from, I will say, student. Okay, the syntax matters, syntax will be differs, and I'm going to create a store procedure. Store procedures got created. You can go here and you can see that. Now I'm going to call this. The way we call, or the way we execute the store procedure here in the, similarly we can call the store procedure in our case also. What you can do, you can go to connector called MySQL, and instead of what we can say, instead of using SQL query, you can directly call store procedure. I will say 3306, whatever your database, I will say student. Okay. And in advanced option, you can simply say here what store procedure you would like to call. You can call like this. Okay. Student doesn't exist. Okay. Why? Student. I'm not saying for student. Student. Okay. But still it is, oh, right. I need to edit it. Since I already mentioned a database name here, I either I can remove my database name, but this is not accepting. So I will say student. I will keep the database name there, and I will remove the database name from this point. Okay. And if I say okay. Why it is saying this kind of issues? So the issue is what I see is we don't have a table called student. That's the issue. So instead of that, I supposed to write here underscore student data, right? If the table is not there, that's why it was giving the issue. I was thinking it might be because of that name and all, but no, it was not there. So we already have created a procedure called student data. So I will create a new procedure, student data 2. Okay. And if I try to execute this, okay, yes, it was giving error. I supposed to look for the error. Instead of that, if I say student data 2, this should give me the result. Yes, we are getting a table, and this procedure I will put it. Okay. So the table, it was correct. The table was not exist. That's why. And this is how we can get the data from store procedure also, by using store procedure also, right? So similarly, we can call the store procedure from SQL Server also. Same thing you need to do. What you need to do, you need to make the connection, and instead of putting the select star from the SQL query, what you can do, you can execute store procedure from this SQL Server also. I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Please do not forget to subscribe.